This is the BioDaddy, and today we're going to be reviewing characteristics of life. Okay, all living things are made of cells. Doesn't matter if we're talking about people, bacteria, plants, starfish, amoebas. Even if it's only made of one cell, all living things are made of cells. And it also means that all living things need certain chemicals that all cells use, like water. Okay? And all cells also have their hereditary information stored in nucleic acids. So all living things also have nucleic acids, like DNA. Will, come over here. All living things can also reproduce with heredity. Okay? And with heredity, we mean they pass their traits down. This is my son, Will. Okay? Notice that Will and I have similar skin color. We have similar eye color. We both have blue eyes. Not sure if you can see that. We both have similar eyesight, similar vision problem. We have similar hair color. Well, what's left of it anyway. And will Will inherit my baldness?
No, my hair!
Only time will tell. Now, this doesn't mean that you aren't alive if you don't reproduce, of course. But anyway. All right. Now, all living things also move. Just about every living thing moves at some point or another. Even if they don't move this much, plants do move. They might move toward the sunlight. And even things that we think of as being stationary or sessile, like sponges and barnacles, they move at some point during their lives before they find a permanent home. Thank you for illustrating movement. All right. All living things also maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis is maintaining needed internal conditions like correct temperature and pH. Hey, Shyla, what do you do when Daddy locks you outside in the cold?
Call the police.
No. Before that.
Shiver.
And when I lock you in the attic in the middle of the summer?
Sweat.
And that's how Shyla's body maintains the correct internal temperature. If she's too hot, she sweats. If she's too cold, she shivers. Also, all living things metabolize. That means they take in nutrients and then put out waste. This is what taking in nutrients can look like. Say hi, Clara. Now, trust me, she's getting some of the nutrients into the right place. I know that because later on, this happens. But all living things metabolize. They take in nutrients and they use them and put out waste product. Okay? Living things also adapt to their environment. I'm not sure how well you can see them, but I've got some fish in this tank. They were all wild caught behind my parents' house. They're not used to chasing after flakes and granules and freeze-dried food. But after being hungry for a couple days in the tank, they adapted to their new environment very quickly. And now they know as soon as the light turns on in the morning, there's going to be food that magically appears right up top of the water. All right, living things also grow and change. They mature, they can sometimes change form, and they eventually die. Now, it's obvious with people. Kids, would you line up here? You can see how these kids have all grown, and as they get older, they change. Look how from oldest to youngest, they are growing. Thank you guys very much. Okay? Now, you might think, well, what about bacteria, BioDaddy? Well, even bacteria will grow as they get ready to divide. Now, I also want to take a moment and deal with a misconception. You might think that all living things do certain other things that we expect as common. For example, do all living things breathe oxygen? No, they don't. Okay, there are prokaryotes that don't breathe oxygen. There's sea creatures that live in deep, salty water, so salty that the more oxygenated water doesn't mix with it, and they don't breathe oxygen. Okay, and all living things also don't always do these things. Okay, for example, we already talked about reproduction. If a plant or animal doesn't reproduce, does that mean it wasn't alive? Of course not. All right, so this has been our video on the characteristics of life. Living things are made of cells. They metabolize. They reproduce with heredity. They move. They maintain homeostasis, the needed internal conditions like temperature and pH. They adapt to their environment, and they grow and they change. This has been the BioDaddy. Thanks for watching. Ow! A shoe? Who throws a shoe? Honestly.